Now, I'm not a Nerf channel, and I may never be. I'm not dedicated to modding, I'm not dedicated to velocity or performance, but if it isn't obvious, I do have a hobby for buying Nerf guns that catch my eye. It all started with the Fortnite line. Being a content creator on the game, you can imagine my excitement when I entered the store and saw an ARL for the first time. I thought it would be really cool to start collecting the Nerf Fortnite blasters because it's like having the weapons I use digitally every day in the real world as models. This later expanded when I learned that I could edit mainline Elite blasters into my own custom ones based off of the Fortnite versions. I now own 33 blasters, with the majority of them being Fortnite branded. I have no intention of stopping when it comes to collecting the Fortnite blasters though. I love these things and it gives me the fun I need when I don't feel I have fun elsewhere. What if I told you about two Nerf Fortnite blasters that haven't even been revealed yet, but they have been shown to us online by shopping stores like Walmart? Now, if you recall my old cringy video about the Fortnite rifles I wanted to turn into Nerf blasters, I mentioned 4 weapons and one of those is actually in this video. Let's start off with the Fortnite IR. IR obviously stands for the infantry rifle. This is a magazine-fed semi-auto flywheel blaster and is based off of the epic and legendary variants. It has a 6-round magazine and comes with 12 elite darts. The blaster is no surprise based off the Nerf Strife, kinda like the ARL and the SMG ER. I personally own 2 Strifes, so it's nothing really out of the ordinary, and it's probably something most of us are used to. The IR seems like a cheaper alternative to the ARL, so I can see this selling quite well. As for the design of this blaster though, it's coloured white like the SR, which is coming out this fall. This is something I noticed people wanted for the blaster, so I'm glad Nerf listened to this. Thank you Hasbro, very cool. I'm stoked about the infantry rifle being added to the Nerf series, but I'm not sure if it'll top the ARL. Now then, let's move on to the main subject. The pride and joy of the community both loved and also hated for the same reason. The Nerf Fortnite DG, which is also referred to as the drum gun. This is another white and orange blaster like the IR and the SR, and looks a lot closer to the actual drum gun than the infantry rifle did with the IR. The drum gun is a pump action blaster with 15 dart capacity rotating cylinders. This is not a magazine fed blaster, which is kinda surprising to me considering my own crappy version of the drum gun that I made with a Strife has a 25 round drum, which I figured would also be the case with the drum gun. But I do believe this blaster does have slam fire. So, despite not being semi or fully auto, like we all wanted, it is still pretty fast with firing. The drum gun is based off of the Nerf Elite Surge Fire, which is a pretty fun blaster to use and has a 15 dart cylinder. Now I believe I think Adventure Force has made a blaster called the Villainator, which is also based on the Thompson drum, and has a bigger dart capacity. I'm not sure if this ships to the EU, so I'd say go for the drum gun if you live in the EU. The drum gun seems to be in between that of the Surge Fire and Villainator, so if you want that middle ground, the drum gun can fill that. At first when I saw this, I was upset that it wasn't full auto and that it was a pump action, because I was like, what the hell Hasbro, it's a drum gun, it's an SMG. But then I realized it's based off the Surge Fire, so it occurred to me that it is absolutely gonna have slam fire, which did bring back my smile. Hasbro wouldn't be stupid enough to give an SMG not slam fire, you know? I'm happy to finally have a drum gun, honestly. It took them long enough to make one. If I could choose one more Nerf Fortnite blaster to create, I would either choose the P90 or the Burst Assault Rifle, because the Compact SMG and the AUG can offer so much to the table for both full auto and burst fire and will create something we have yet to see in the Fortnite line. What do you think of these two upcoming Nerf blasters, the infantry rifle and the drum gun? Let me know what you guys think. Thanks for watching and feel free to subscribe if you enjoyed that content. See you later.